William Howard Taft was a very different guy. And there's Woodrow Wilson there on the left. But let's talk about Taft first. William Howard Taft took over after Teddy Roosevelt did not run for president in 1908. And what many people were hoping for was that, in fact, Teddy Roosevelt was hoping for. So as I was saying, Teddy Roosevelt was, I think, hoping that William Howard Taft could carry on his policies. Kind of look, here's the kind of a handoff little joke here from a magazine, but kind of handing off the policies to William Howard Taft. Taft and Roosevelt were best friends at one time, you know. In fact, Teddy Roosevelt really handpicked Taft to become the carrier, I guess, of the sort of the progressive ideology. Here's the problem. Taft was not interested in being president the way Roosevelt was. Taft was a very, how to say it, we're almost the polar opposite. Teddy Roosevelt was bombastic and loud, and his personality lit up the room. Taft was not. Taft was not that kind of personality. He didn't like being president. He didn't want to be president. He did defeat William Jennings Bryan in 1908, as you can see. Basically because the Republicans had tremendous support in the North and West, and Democratic South, which is no surprise there, being not Republican, based on what happened in Reconstruction. Not a surprise. Just to go back to Taft a little bit, and we'll talk more about him in a little bit later on in the lecture, but just remember this. Taft never had presidential ambitions. He was overweight. At one time he was 355 pounds. He ate a lot. He was depressed a lot because of the policies that he didn't like making. In fact, he rolled back a lot of Teddy Roosevelt's progressive policies. And so Teddy Roosevelt was really infuriated at this. In fact, a lot of people think that Teddy Roosevelt should have just ran in 1908 and ran for another term to finish up the work that he wanted to do. Because in Roosevelt's mind, he didn't finish everything he wanted to do. And Taft, being the standard bearer, didn't follow through completely on Roosevelt's policies. So what were Taft's policies? What were Wilson's policies? Don't worry, we'll get to that in the next lecture.